Hello students, today we are going to start chapter 1, what, where, how and when. Today's topic is what is archaeology. It is the study of past of ancient people through the things left behind by them. Three things we have talked about over here: study of the past, of the ancient people, through the things left behind by them. So, archaeology is the study of human activities through the recovery and analysis of the material in the past. Dig is a site that is being studied in archaeology. There are certain steps that is involved. Excavations are planned, collecting the objects, radiocarbon dating or carbon 14, interpretation of the object. So here is the explanation of those steps. The excavations can be planned on a mound, or sometimes mounds are found by accident. What is excavation? Excavation, it is exposure, processing and recording of data that is extracted from a site. Means recording of the data that is extracted from a site. Mound. Mound is a large pile of earth made up of stone, sand, rock, gravel, anything. So the excavation first it is planned, means from which side we are going to extract the data or the information. That can be found by accident also, that can be planned also. The second step is collecting the objects by removing the mud from them. Once we have collected the object, we will remove the mud from them and carefully we will label that object. First, excavations are planned or found by accident. Second is that collection of the object by removing the mud from them. We collect those objects and remove the mud from them, and then we carefully label them. Each object is photographed. We take the photograph of each object and labeled according to the layer in which it is found, and label them in which layer of earth they are found. Archaeologists date the object discovered, on which date that object is being discovered, that is written on that object. Different scientific techniques are being used for this. The most popular is called radiocarbon dating or carbon 14 dating. You have to understood the different scientific methods are used. The most popular method is radiocarbon dating or carbon 14 dating. What is carbon dating process? It is a method for determining the age of an object containing organic material. It is a method of determining the age, the object which we have extracted, to determine means through which age it belonged, containing all the organic material. That is your carbon 14 dating. For example, if we have extracted the bones, dating of the bones are done by this method only, means determining their age. Final step is to interpret or try to find out what object tell us, means extracting the information from the object, the history of evidence that we have collected. For example, Mohenjo-daro tells us what kind of jewelry people wore at that time, their houses, customs, toys, pottery, etc. I hope the steps are very much clear to you. I am explaining it again. First, excavations are planned or they are found by accident. Second, we collect the object and remove the mud from them. Carefully we label them. Each object photograph we take, then we label them according to the layer in which it is found. The archaeologists date the object discovered, on which date that object is being discovered. And different methods and techniques are used for this. The most popular is radiocarbon dating or carbon 14 dating. What is carbon dating process? It is the method for determining the age of the object through the organic material. Like dating of the bones are done by this method. Final step is to interpret and analyze and find out what that object tells us. The history of evidence that we have collected. Like Mohenjo-daro tell us what kind of jewelry people wore, their houses, custom, toys, pottery. Did you know The early man lived in Narmada Valley of Madhya Pradesh for several thousand years. They were skilled food gatherers and hunters. The people who were living nearby the Narmada Valley in Madhya Pradesh for several thousand years, the people were living over there. They were skilled food gatherers and hunters. The people in Suleiman and Kirthar hills, these are now in Pakistan, that first began to grow crops like wheat and barley about 8,000 years ago. Means Suleiman and Kirthar hills are the places where people first began to grow the crops like wheat and barley. And when it was about 8,000 years ago. They also reared animals like sheep, goat, cattle in their villages. Rear, you understand? To look after their animals, to breed. Earliest agricultural practices in India began around the Garo Hills. We have talked about Garo Hills. It is in Meghalaya in northeast. Rice was first grown in the north of Vindhyas. Rice was first grown in the north of Vindhyas. And agriculture practices began in Meghalaya in Garo Hills. The study of writing on hard surface like stones or metal is called epigraphy. When something is written on a hard surface like stone and metal, that is epigraphy. We study that writing, that is epigraphy. The most famous examples of these epigraphies are edicts of Ashoka. More than 30 inscriptions on pillars and cave walls have been written. Edicts means inscription that is being on wall or on cave walls. Second is law code of Hammurabi of Mesopotamia. A law code of conduct was there of Hammurabi of Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia is now in Iraq. Tablets of Minoan and Mycenaean civilization. Tablets of Minoan and Mycenaean civilization. These three were the examples of epigraphy. Through this, these are the writings on the hard surface like stone or metal type things that we extract the information about the past. Now we talk about two sources of history, that is archaeological source and literary source. In archaeological source, your coins, monuments, inscriptions, artifacts and object comes. In your literary source, it is being divided into two parts, religious and secular. In religious, any religious book can come, and secular like travelers, biographies, drama, poem, plays can come. We have talked about two sources of history, archaeological and literary. Archaeological sources include material things like artifacts, buildings, inscriptions, and coins. Literary sources include written literature in form of books or biographies. Archaeological sources are primary source, means we are getting the information first-handed evidence. Whatever the things are extracted, that we are getting the first-hand information from there. Literary source are both primary and secondary source. Secondary source means we can get the information from some book or from the first-hand evidence also. Archaeological sources cover more than 95% of the history of mankind. Literary source covers approximately 5% of history of mankind. Archaeological sources present the true picture of the event as they are without any biasness. Bias means one-sided. They are not one-sided. They are not partial. They present us the true picture of the event. When did it happen? How did it happen? Where did it happen? Literary sources are mostly biased and exaggerated. Exaggerated means to make something seem very large. And they are biased. They are one-sided. So, we have talked about archaeological and literary source. Again, I am telling you, they include material things like artifacts, building, inscription and coins. It includes written literature in form of books and biographies. Sources are primary source, primary and secondary, both the sources we get information. More than 95% of history of mankind it covers. Approximately 5% history of mankind it covers. It presents us the true picture as the event has occurred. It is mostly biased and the things are being exaggerated. Examples of some archaeological and literary source. See, this is the picture of an historical site, building, temple. Manuscripts means a written source and the coins. Archaeological resources are of four kinds we have studied at the back, so we are going to explain those points here. Sites. Sites are the places where material remains of the past are found. Means buried towns, cities, skeletal remains, toys are found from the excavation by the archaeologists, geologists, or historians. So the sites are the places where materials are there of the past. So it can be a buried town also, cities, skeletal remains, or toys can be found through excavation. Who does the excavation? Archaeologists, geologists, or the historians. Monuments. Any building of historical importance is called a monument. Temple, tomb, cave, fort are important examples. So any building that is of historical importance, that is known as monument. Coins. Study of coin is called numismatics. Coins were made of copper, bronze, silver, and gold. Inscriptions. Epigraphy is the study of inscriptions. This we have studied. The study of writing on hard surface like stones or metals. The writing on the hard surface like stones and metals is called your inscription. It can be on the copper plate, rocks, stone pillars. Inscription also contain script and languages of old time. Scripts are written form of speech. They can be understood by modern people only by decipherment. Decipherment means to find out and work out the meaning of a piece of writing. Decipherment means to find out and work out the meaning of the piece which is in writing. The Harappan script are undeciphered till now, means the meaning cannot be extracted from the Harappan script. It is undeciphered till now. Literary sources. These are in form of manuscripts. Manuscripts means handwritten text. Manu is a Latin word meaning hand. Manuscripts were written on a palm leaf, specially prepared bark of a tree, or parchment. Parchment means a material, skin made of animal used for writing in the past. Means animal skin on which writing was being done in the past. Many manuscripts have been destroyed, but those that have survived were generally preserved in temples and monasteries. Most of the manuscripts are destroyed, but some are preserved in temples and monasteries. Categories of manuscripts. Two categories are there, religious and secular. Religious manuscripts describe the religious beliefs and rituals of the people, like the Vedas and the epics. The manuscripts were written in different languages, Sanskrit, Prakrit, Tamil. Many plays, poems, and epics were also written, like the Ramayana, the Mahabharata. Secular. Secular book deals with the king, their rule, their administration, and society. Society of the Kings are found in Megasthenes Indica, means Megasthene wrote the book Indica, and Arthashastra book was written by the Kautilya Chanakya. Case study is there about the stone of Rosetta. So Rosetta is a small harbor on the Mediterranean coast of Egypt. A French officer of Napoleon army found this stone nearby the city of Rosetta in 1799. The Rosetta stone was black basalt stone. Two languages were written here, Egyptian and Greek, and three scripts were there, hieroglyphic, Demotic, and Greek. These three scripts tell us the first hieroglyphic script used for religious documents. The Demotic is used for common script of Egypt. The third was Greek, which was language of the rulers of the Egypt at that time. The Rosetta Stone was written in all these three scripts so that priests, government officials, and rulers of Egypt could easily find out what the script is all about. Means they can easily extract the information from it or easily read it out. The Rosetta Stone inscribed in 196 BC contains a decree praising the Egyptian king Ptolemy V. The Rosetta Stone was inscribed in 196 BC contains a decree praising the Egyptian king Ptolemy 5. No one could read the hieroglyphics which were written in the religious language or religious documents were there. Many epigraphies tried to decipher it, but they were unsuccessful to decipher the hieroglyphic script. The structure of the script was very difficult to work out. After studying the Rosetta Stone for many years, the Jean Francisco Champollion deciphered it in 1822. Star facts. The Indus Valley. It was here that the great Harappan civilization flourished along the rivers of Sindhu. Sindhu means the Indus river they are talking about. It is the Sanskrit word for the river Indus. The cities were built of bricks and stone. The Indus Valley, the Harappan civilization we are talking about, the cities there were built of bricks and stone. The well water storage system and the drain system were one of the most well planned in the ancient world. The people of the Indus Valley made jewelry, toys for their children. They also developed a system of weights and measure. The Indus script. This is an Indus script. This language is being used in the Indus script. The term Indus script is used for Harappan script only. It refers to a short string of symbols. See, various symbols are used. These symbols are associated with the Harappan civilization. Many attempts were made to understand these symbols, but it is still undeciphered, means it is very difficult to extract the meaning out of this piece of writing. The script is written right to left, and since the number principal sign is about 400 to 600. Many scholars accept that script to be logosyllabic. Logosyllabic means a letter, symbol, or sign used to represent the entire word. Means a symbol or sign is used to represent the word over here. So these are the symbols or sign used in the Indus scripts. It is very difficult to find out the meaning of these script, so it is still undeciphered. I hope you understand the chapter. Please revise it. Thank you and have a nice day.